Good morning, beloveds. Facebook's app on my phone being a little weird this morning. So, if it cuts out, I'll get back on. I had a bit of excitement this morning. We went out for the run this morning, and there's a debate on whether I'm running faster and that's why I'm walking more, or Tom's just adapted to my pace. And frankly, I think it's a little bit of both. I don't think I've gotten fast enough to keep up with him, but I think I'm faster, and Tom has adapted to my pace, and it's easier to run with me. So I'm running fast enough that he's comfortable keeping pace with me. He's a whole lot faster than I am. But there's this route that we run, and so we came around the corner, and it's a short transition. Basically we're walking through a loop. And we got to the corner and we were about to pick it back up, and I happened to glance down the road and I thought I saw a cat, and I was like, that's odd. So I looked, kind of double take, looked again, and the cat turned its head and looked at me, and it was not a cat. It was a hawk that was sitting on the street. And immediately I went, oh my God, Tom, give me your phone. And Tom's like, what? And so he looks, and then so he starts to hand me his phone, and I didn't put it this way. I didn't get the picture. Because the hawk promptly hopped from the street where it was up onto the curb and then took off. Now one, that was just really exciting because there was a hawk. And two, what I love is that my husband's first reaction was concern. He was concerned that the hawk was injured, because he didn't see what I saw when it hopped up he thought that when it hopped up, it was off balance. He didn't see why it was off balance, because it had caught breakfast. So I feel sorry for the squirrel, because it hopped up on the curb and then took off, and you could see the squirrel that it was carrying, or the former squirrel that it was carrying. But it was just really cool to see this hawk, in my neighborhood on, and Tom and I both saw it, and of course we didn't get a picture of it, and that's okay. Obviously it's a memory, and now we have a cool story. But like I said, what I loved was Tom's first reaction was concern. He was concerned. He was like, why is there a hawk in the street? What do we need to do about this? The hawk didn't need anything. So, it just makes me appreciate him that much more. So, he's pretty special. All right. It is May 19th. It is Tuesday. Let us move into 365 Science of Mind. And our Bible quote is again from the Psalms. It is Psalm 34:1. It is, I will bless the Lord at all times. His praise shall continually be in my mouth. And Ernest Holmes has to say, love is God, and God is infinite, eternal, and omnipresent. Therefore, love is infinite, eternal, and omnipresent. I cannot escape love. I exist in love and of it. I live by it and through it. It motivates my every action. Everything I see with the eyes of love. Everything I hear with the ears of love. I can recognize nothing but love at any time. Nothing but love and lovely things can come to me. I insist on seeing the love in all things, the reality behind the seeming discord. To everyone I encounter, I definitely and purposefully radiate love. I love my work. I enjoy doing the things that come to me to be done. I appreciate the good that has been expressed to me. I do not want. I love into my experience the things I desire. I wrap them in, hang on. I wrap their expression to me in love so that they come harmoniously and with no strain. People love me. They love to work with me and to be in my presence. The God in them senses my loving nature. My office and home are filled with love and harmony. They draw love and lovely things and people to them. Love enfolds me and mine at all times. I know it's Tuesday, but that sounds like a Monday morning. A Monday morning go into the office, let me get myself centered reading today. And the irony is that today is one of the days that I will have no coworkers. Just the people that I serve. So, well, life's funny that way. Okay, so, love is God, and God is infinite, eternal, and omnipresent. I mean, that's basic science of mind right there. Therefore, love is eternal and infinite, eternal, and omnipresent. As I like to say, that spirit is an inexhaustible well of love. Spirit is an inexhaustible love of well. That's all there is love. There is nothing other than love. It is our job to consciously recognize that. And I will freely admit, being a spirit, having a human experience, it's not always the easiest job. But it is our job. And I like how he says, I cannot escape love. I mean, why would you want to? But people do. People try. It's like the chicken story. You have to kill the chicken somewhere where the eyes of God are not upon you. There isn't anywhere. There's nowhere that the love of God is not. It's the illusion of separation. I exist in love and of it. I live by it and through it. It motivates my every action. I mean, can you imagine if you could live like that 100% of the time? How much easier your life would be? And can you think of somebody in your life that lives like that? And it doesn't have to be somebody that necessarily you know. It can be somebody that you know of. Thich Nhat Hanh being an example. The Dalai Lama being an example. If you've ever read Pema Chandran, that's another one. That's a Buddhist nun. The public persona that we see of them, and I'm sure that they have their private moments. Desmond Tutu is another one. Desmond Tutu and the Dalai Lama have an amazing friendship, and they wrote a book of joy. And so these are real world examples of people who live like this. If not 100% of the time, about 99.9% of the time. It motivates my every action. If you take an action in love, it can't be wrong. If it is tinged with anything else, we can question our motivation. But if you take an action out of love, the love with the big L, it can't be wrong. Everything I see with the eyes of love. Everything I hear with the ears of love. If you could look with the eyes of love, even when you're looking at something that you would not prefer, and see God, see the God in the situation. See God in the situation. If you can hear, even when you're hearing things that you don't prefer, and hear the God in the situation. I can recognize nothing but love at any time. Ernest must have been an amazing man to know. when we go back and read this stuff and we hear him say this, you're just like, wow. And I've heard some of his recordings, and I've seen the one recording TV, and he's cute and he's sweet and he's lovable, and you're like, okay, I get why you wrote this. You are an example that I would like to follow. Let me pattern myself on what you write and what you have said and what you have done. I insist on seeing love in all things, the reality behind the seeming discord, which is another way of saying the silver lining. We're looking for the silver lining when we're having an experience that we wouldn't prefer. I saw it this morning, and it's a quote from Nelson Mandela. I never lose. I either win or I learn something. So that's kind of the same attitude. To everyone I encounter, I definitely and purposefully radiate love. We bottle fed for a rescue group for about 2 years. That is hard work. They don't want to, these tiny little kittens do not want to take the bottle from you, especially initially. It's not what they want. It's not the right temperature. It doesn't taste right. The formula, the nipple's not the right shape, whatever. But the way that we found that was the easiest is to love them. When we loved them, they would eat better. And then that meant when then you put them up for adoption, they broke your heart because somebody adopted them. But that was the way to do it. So you radiate love at a situation, it will get better. It will change. It will change somehow. Sometimes the only change that happens in the situation is in you, but it will get better. So he's definitely on the word radiate this month, and I love it. Radiate. It just kind of gives me that image of the little light rays. If you see the Catholic saints, the little light rays all around them, that's kind of what I envision when he uses the word radiate love. And so he says it. I love my work. I enjoy doing the things that come to me to be done. And tell me that's not the truth. When you love what you're doing, time just flies. So if you're not enjoying what you're doing, if you can put a little love in there, just a suggestion. And I appreciate the good that has been expressed to me. So he says, I do not want. And he's giving you a prescription. I do not want. I love into my experience the things that I desire. I wrap their expression of me in love so that they come to me harmoniously and without strain. And that right there, I was like, wow, that's kind of a pretty powerful way to get something that you want, is you love it into your expression. Or you love it into expressing in you. And if you love it into, I'm going to use the word existence, or expression as he uses, it comes to you easily, harmoniously, without strain. You don't have to worry about feeling like you're taking something away from somebody else. You're loving it into existence. And then people love me. They love to work with me and to be in my presence. If you said that every day before you went to work, just that right there, people love me and they love to work with me and be in my presence, would that make your day easier? I think so. It's worth trying. People love me and they love to work with me and be in my presence. Yeah, I mean, it's worth trying, right? The God in them senses my loving nature. My office and my home are filled with love and harmony. They draw love and lovely things and people to them. Love enfolds me and mine at all times. So if I definitely and purposefully radiate love, then of course, if I am being loving, then people will sense that loving and love to be around me. Because who doesn't want to be around a loving presence? When you're grumpy, do people want to be around you? No. When you're happy, do people want to be around you? Yes. So, definitely and purposefully radiate love. And it just kind of softens the edges of the world and makes everything easier. So, I am going to go radiate love and express things into my experience with love and have a good day. And as I'm finishing up and then my co-minister has arrived. Go figure. I don't even think she's going to make an appearance on camera today. But yeah, I mean, that sounds like if you want to have a good week, that sounds like a really good one to start your work week off with. So, I commend May 19th to you to start your work week off. And which means that I need to go and get ready for work. So, know that we are with you. Know that we love you. Reverend David will be on sometime around 5. I don't know. He is when he is. And I will be back with you at 9 a.m. tomorrow. Have a fantastic day, beloveds. Make sure you do something nice for yourself. If you are here in Houston with me, it's going to get up to 95. So if you're going to open your windows and get a little sunshine, do it now. It's going to be a hot one. All right? Love you guys. See you tomorrow. Bye.